Okay, this is the 11 o'clock game here on court 1. We have Chris Spielbauer, Bob LeCaptain, and Aaron Sennehan. Okay, that was a good jump ball situation. Everybody was in the proper position and headed in the right direction when the tap occurred. Okay, good foul call. Okay, Bob, you got to rotate. Okay, there we go. There we go, Bob. You can start moving over on that situation once Chris called that foul. Get there and so you can start administering it. Good. Okay, Aaron, you should have been signaling also that it was a one shot. All officials should be signaling on free throws, 2 or 1 attempts. It's communication with each other. It's a good foul get. Okay, good. Okay, good job. Aaron again. You got to be also putting your hands up for 2. There we go. Now I see it for 1. There we go. Good job. Every time. 2 or 1 with your partners.
Can't leave them, guys.
Okay, good job. Good job, Aaron. Staying up. Good on the pressure. Okay, getting down. Good job. Okay, take the backdoor seat. There we go. Good job, Aaron. Way to hustle down too. That's very important. Ooh. Okay, look at that call. That foul there on that shot. Looks like there was some body down there at the end. That was a good get, Bob. Okay. Yep, guy's going up for the shot, I think. The shooter was going straight up. I think it was the defender that was actually displacing him. So it potentially should have been a foul. But you guys look at it. That's just from where I'm down at this end of the court. Okay, good job. Not many rotations occurring yet. Guys are going down and okay. Good rotation. Everybody picked it up.
Push.
Good job.
Go!
Way to mark the 3-point, Aaron. Good job, Chris, on the mirroring when the shot went in. Aaron, I think the last time when you were going up the floor as the old lead becoming the new trail, I don't know if you had a count going, a 10-second count going. Now you do. I see it this time. Good job. All right, good job. Okay, good foul call. Bob, my only suggestion to you is take a look as when you're coming to report. You're kind of walking as you're reporting. It's better for the scorekeeper or whatever to see you when you're in a stop position. So hustle over and then make your report, in a stop position versus in a walking position. Mechanics are good though. Good hand position, saw exactly clear what it was. It's like I told the last crew, a couple of the guys are coming way so close to the scores table. You look at the mechanics book, that's a big reporting area box, that you can go to. So I always suggest everybody look at it and what I do is take the shortest corner, the shortest route, which is that farthest corner of that box, and that's where I head every time I do my report. Good get, Chris. Okay, one thing I'm watched on that particular foul call that Chris had, good job, but I think Bob and Aaron, I'm not sure, you were assuming that shooter number 1 was going to the line. We can't assume we're getting the right shooter on the line. We got to make sure, especially Aaron, that probably is more your responsibility because there's nothing else for you to be doing, is when the foul called is you just I normally put my hand out pointing to that shooter. I got my hand pointed out that I know number 1 is going to the line and helping them get to that line. So just something that we take for granted, that the right shooters always go on the line. There's teams. Okay. Okay. All right, good job. That's it, Bob. Making sure, the sub should be reported over the table. Just don't go walking on the floor. That's summer league ball, and they should know all the WBYOC rules are in place here for this particular tournament. Excuse me. All right, good job so far, guys. 11:34 mark here. We have a timeout black. Good signal over there, Chris, on the timeout. Again, in a regular game situation. We do. You guys are doing a great job. Aaron's down there with the ball. And it was a full timeout, so down by the blocks is where we go. On 30-second timeout, we'd be going at the top of the key. Okay, coming back in the play here. South is inbounding the ball. Now I'm seeing you do the count, Aaron, so just every time, automatically it's got to be done. Xavier's playing their type of game, which they normally play, run the floor. They just get it and go, which really makes the other team start to do the same thing, which I don't think Sheboygan South is capable of running with them like Xavier will. So you're going to have an up-tempo game here going. Okay, good job, Aaron. 2-point shot. His foot was definitely on the line there, and I think I saw you let the team know too. Let the team know, or the bench table know, that it was only a 2, not a 3. Okay, I'm not sure, Aaron, what the coach asked on that situation, but whatever he asked of you, it looks like you gave him the right answer, and he was good with it. So good 3-point signals, Chris. Those are all things when you guys see the video and stuff like that. You know, you guys know the 3-person mechanics. I see that. It's just now it's probably tweaking, you know, maybe some mechanics, just your mannerisms probably on the court, feeling comfortable. You know, maybe tweaking a rotation a little bit here and there, but I think you guys definitely. Oh, okay, Aaron, you want to see that? That could have been extra step by 31. And that was a good foul call get. Oh, Aaron, pass it off. Pass it off, Aaron. Bob, you should have been bringing those subs in away from the table. Aaron should have just went down, even though he called the ball. He should have been passing off to you, just taking his position down as the new lead. I'm going to watch Aaron too. I'm going to watch all you guys and stuff like that. Every time we have a whistle on a violation or foul, non-shooting foul, we should be spotting where the ball's coming in, so our partners know. Okay, there we got a shooting foul now. So there we go. Good. We got 2. There we go, Aaron. Good. Everybody is knows how many free throws we're shooting. Communication, that's important. Okay. Okay, Aaron, look where your hand is on that now. It's just kind of like, okay, right hand should be the hand that should be out, stopping, and it should be directly at Chris, letting him know. We got subs coming in. Keep that hand up in Chris's face and his direction until that sub's in and out, then you can drop it. Okay, so many officials just stick their hand up in the air and are waving it around. The proper mechanic is take your hand that's going to be directed right at, you know, your other partner, that it's in his direction. Keeping it up, and don't take it down until subs are in and out, or whatever the question is, if there's a coach conversing with your fellow official, whatever and stuff. So okay, guys, definitely review your substitution mechanics when you get a chance, because this, I think, the second time now. Subs were at the table there. Bob blew his whistle, bringing them in. it should have been Chris over there bringing him in. Bob can blow his whistle, but he should be pointing over and passing it off over to Chris. Chris to put his hand up to Aaron down here, not to inbound the ball. Again, till the subs are in and out. So it's not a complicated maneuver or procedure. The officials just don't get it, so need to make sure that that's done correctly. Jump ball, good job, okay. Bob, I saw that you were kind of walking over there, even a little quicker pace to get over. We always like to have the two closest officials to get close to that jump ball, L ball. More so than ever when it's on the floor when there's a scrum occurring, because just of what can probably occur with somebody taking a cheap shot or something going on. So then the outside official farthest away should be reviewing and looking at all the other players, making sure everything is kosher. Okay, Bob, I'm just curious on that one. If you guys look at it, you know, why you caused a rotation down there as the lead, why you couldn't have just stayed where you were on that side. Aaron would have remained the trail, Chris would have remained the C, but you did move over. I'm not sure the reason why, but just take a look at it, see if it was necessary. Again, we don't want to cause any more rotations than we have to. At halftime here, I'm going to touch base with number 2, White. And when you look at your film in the first half, you can look at number 2 if you think sometimes he's impeding the ball handler reaching and good free throw mechanics there. Positioning on the free throw attempts and stuff was good. So many officials are so far out, you know, especially the C official is way over by the sideline. You should be between the free throw line, extended. You know, halfway between that free throw line and that out of bounds line is where you should be positioned so that you can get a good view of the shooter and your responsibilities of the shooter. Okay, one thing you always want to make sure, that we maybe know ahead of time that we're in the bonus, and not the table having to tell us. And we do have a scoreboard up there, so I mean it's not at the ends of the court like we're normally used to, but in a regular gym situation and your game's coming up, one thing that I was terrible at and really need to work on, and when I was doing the college ball, is the one that really helped me was clock management. So making sure, as I was the trail person coming up, making sure that the clock is started, when it's a dead ball situation, um, and then also making sure what the foul situation is, team foul situation, so we know for bonus situations and stuff. So again, is it again number one there in that situation was a little bit of some displacement on that dribbler. Um, if in your eyes, again, I'm sitting on the side here, but in your eyes, he's got to give him the space to be able to move. One thing you could do is if you can touch base with those players anytime, in reference to them with their hands on the players. Okay. Like I was just saying, if you got they got hands-on players, to get them to make sure that they know that they have a hot stove and it's got to be off, it goes back on. But now the problem is that we weren't calling it so much in the first half here, and they were doing it. How do you start calling it in the second half? So consistency on the calls like that, it's got to start in the very beginning of the game. And one of the things I'm going to mention too, in reference to, when you do work your games or whatever, knowing what the caliber of the teams are, because you probably had them before, they're in your area, know their aggressiveness. All right, we didn't hear a whistle here for that end of the first half there. That should have been. one. Chris inbounding. Good job. I saw Chris take a turn up there and look at the clock, so making sure it was operational and it was turned on, and so that's a good thing. And you guys did comment to me that who the correct person was to blow the whistle at the end of the half, end of the game situation. And then we did talk about the sub situation and stuff like that. So all things to just crispen up your game, make you look sharper, make the crew look sharper. Again, when you're working with the same individuals, you try to work together on doing that. But when you're working like separate individuals like you are today, never worked with each other before. That's why it's so important, to have those good mechanics and positioning and rotations, to make the crew click and make things work really well in the game. But you guys are doing a good job. Step up, step up, step up. Bob, step here. Okay. Good job. Oh. All right. Okay, I'm just sitting right here, right in front of this play situation here. Take a look at a number 13 for White. Bob, you were in the C position. Was that an illegal screen that was blocking the black guy from being able to get through? I think it definitely was. Okay, I think Aaron there. I think you had the right call. I think again you started to walk, to do reporting and probably didn't complete the communication with your partners that the foul was out of bounds on the baseline. So Bob didn't know. He thought, assumed it was a shooting foul. So again, it's that communication part, between partners, whistle, foul, violation, out of bounds. That pointing to that spot is so critical. Can't stress that enough over and over and over again. That is the direction between you as a crew, where the ball's going to be, what we're doing. And there's no assumption where your other two partners are looking around wondering, okay, what are we doing? It makes you look crisp and poised and as a crew. right, that was much better, Aaron. Much better. I saw. I saw that you had the foul call and you pointed where that spot is where you wanted the ball go. And also another nice job letting Bob take those subs in. Again, there's nothing wrong with you with you blowing your whistle, getting the subs in. If Bob doesn't sit in, just pass it off. But again, as the C official in transition, you got to be cognizant. You see subs sitting there at the table. That's your responsibility. You got to get them in. I'm just going to give you what we do at our crew. If I'm the trail and there's subs there, I'm just going right by them because I know my partner's going to be bringing them in. There's just, it's automatic. It's just something that we all know where we're at, when we bring subs in and when we don't. That was a good call. That was a good call. I thought he was calling something different. That was a good call. The what guy? So,
when you shot that, he was fine, correct?
no, it was your guy that was screening for him. 21. He was holding the guy pushing him out of the way. That was a good call. That was a good call, Aaron. I saw that, and I saw that you called the foul, and I saw Bob was calling the foul. Good that you guys got together and communicated, what the situation was. So, I'm glad you gave it up, Bob, because Aaron's call definitely was first before your whistle blew, and that illegal screen that was committed there that Aaron called is what initiated, I think, the foul that you're going to call on the drive and the shot. So I'm glad you didn't penalize Sheboygan South for a foul that was caused by Xavier. But take a look at it again. I'm sitting here on the floor. When you see it. Good get. Good get, Chris.
Here we go. Wait, keep attacking down there. Keep attacking the rim.
Good call, Chris. Getting up here, hustling up, to see that drive to the basket.
Here we go.
Okay. Here we go. That's where the foul occurred. That's where we wanted to spot. So good Bob asking Chris again if okay. Little confusion there. Chris, you kind of scooted onto the floor. You probably want to stay and go backwards. I know this gym is tight or whatever, but even if you back up, because then wouldn't even giving you any question about whose ball that was. I think it should have been white ball, but again, I thought I saw black hit it last, but it should have been white. But I'm just saying, look at it again, how you sprinted on the floor, and probably wanted maybe just to take a step back, to make sure that you were still facing the floor, not twisting and turning around. All right, on that foul call, Aaron, that you just had. You and Chris both had it, so double whistle. Again, we double whistle, whatever. We shouldn't just start walking and start going to report. That's one where we give that great eye contact and maybe even that tap on the chest that says, I got it, Chris. I got it. First and foremost, we have double whistles. We got to think of whose primary it is, or whose primary on the drive to the basket did it come from on that official making the right call, and he's the one that's reporting the foul. Good get, Chris. Oh. When you get those kind of fouls, it's telling the team you're not going to allow them to just push and shove, you know, to get their way on rebounds or what they're doing. So, okay, 2 jump balls. Jump ball, I'm sorry, hell ball. Okay, again, like I said earlier, you always want to have 2 guys hustling in there. Aaron, I think probably you saw it. Just take 2 or 3 more steps closer to that hell ball situation. Take a look, Chris, at that. I don't know if you needed to cause a rotation there. You could have just went back where you were positioned as the lead. Aaron would have came down as the trail to lead, new lead, and Bob would have remained in the C. But you decided to take it on the other side. The least amount of times on an inbound situation that you got to cause a rotation is better. You know, if you got the crew in one position, keep them there sometimes, especially on those long, situations. Sometimes, again, our crew, goes out of bounds just a little bit outside the other side of the lane line extended in the front court, but it's tipped off, it's going the other way. We'll just bring the ball back over if the officials on the other side of the free throw lane extended, so we don't cause a rotation. I mean, it doesn't matter, where they're bringing it in on that baseline, unless it's way past on the side there, then we'll cause a rotation. We'll bring it back. But one thing you never do, and you see some officials do this too, which, again, either they work college ball where they bounce it across. We can't do that in high school. We have to make sure that we hand the ball, to the player underneath the basket at their basket. I was watching here, just down at that last play down there underneath the bucket on the rebound there. When you look at the film, look at number 0, White. Was he legally blocking out the black offensive player from getting that rebound? To me, it looked like he had his butt way out, and he was taking him and shoving him, from underneath the basket all the way out, which that is a foul. Would have been a foul on White. He's displacing. Just take a look at it when you see the game film. So 4:56 here. Do you guys know that we're going to be shooting the bonus the next time for white? Because black has got 16 fouls and we got 5, so we got one more to give on the white team. So I'm going to watch that. If we see that when we got a foul, you know, are we going to know that we're going to be shooting free throws? All right, we're back ready to play here. 4:56 remaining. Okay, again, I watched on that one to see if the two non-calling officials knew who the shooter was, or just assuming we got the right shooter on. Chris, when I saw you bounce the ball out, you're turning your back on the players. Never do that. Never ever do we turn our back to the court. We always want to be facing the court. Xavier's just going to keep on pounding it. It's just what they do. That's their team. They just keep going. Even if the point spread is 30 points different. So we know really who's winning this game. Now it comes down to good management, you know, of controlling fouls. Stupid fouls don't start occurring. Injury could occur, that type of thing. So. Okay, getting Chris and Bob, you guys can look at that call that Chris made. I was not focused on that. I was watching Aaron, but Chris called a travel, and I glanced at, saw it. I'm not quite sure where the primary was on that between Chris and Bob. I think we knew that we were in the bonus. I mean, the players were getting set up, whether they were the ones that, or as a crew, you knew that we were in the bonus. now you got 77 and 78 on this court here. When you're done with them, they got to come over and fill in for 81 here. Over here on my court. You know, I'll be putting them in or whatever. But
So you gotta call that contact.
okay, just again, you know, kind of look at that whole scenario, the foul call situation, and reporting and everything.
Go get it, boys. Go get it.
And there we go. Chris, good job. Got the last whistle, so that's what we wanted. So, all right. Good job, guys.